Great, thanks, Panda. Okay, so I had a lot of fun with that. I think it was just over 2, 3 weeks ago. Yeah, that was a really interesting stream. I really loved it. So we're going to start again in a minute. In the meantime, I just want to say, so the copycats of cables that I'm going to do tonight, let me just grab a link. It's by an artist that I really like. I hope I'm going to say his name correctly, Junkiyoshi. I already did 2 copycats with cables tutorial videos on YouTube from 2 of his pieces. I don't know why, I just really like the minimal aesthetics, and a lot of them seem really simple, but to make them is not as easy as it seems. So tonight I'll be doing my best to recreate some of his things inside of cables. So I'm just going to give us like another minute or 2 before we get started. Right now I'm just kind of setting up my desktop environment a little bit so I can see the stream. Hey Framini, good evening, thanks for joining us. Yeah, I just got a brand new update from Windows 10, which magnificently managed to force me to have to use Edge for a little while and restart some stuff with my computer just before the stream. Always good. But we're back in action and everything seems to be working okay. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this one tonight. And then I'm not too sure. I opened a couple of tabs up with somewhere I was like, well, that should be possible to do because, you know, of course I don't want it to be boring for anybody to watch because watching me get stuck on something really heavy and technical, well, yeah, there's got to be a fine line between watching Andrew suffer and pulling off something creative. And I'm hoping everybody tonight is going to be able to help me out when I get stuck with this stuff. I'm already racking my brain a little bit with how to do this one. Right now I think I've got a clue. And as you can see, I'm completely and utterly unprepared for this, which is just the way it should be with copycats with cables, because then you see how everybody can struggle with creating stuff, but eventually do some problem solving and pull through in the end. All right, we're gonna give it just 1 more minute. Before we get into it. It's really warm today in my room, so you're going to see me move around a lot to get some air in here. And if you hear the occasional car horn, I'm sorry, this stream I have to do with my window open, basically. All right, let's hope the car alarm doesn't go off underneath the window again. If it does, I'll be muting the microphone until it's over, because you do not want to hear that. All right, I say, without further ado, let's get started. So this is the one I'm going to make right now. So I think it's just a good idea to try and make like 1 line of this first. Yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to go to create. Can you guys please help me remember to save the patch when I'm done with it? Because like last stream, I forgot to save 2 or 3 of them, and I had to rebuild them. And by the way, if you missed it, we did a blog post based upon the last copycats for cables. We've got like 1 mini patch on the blog of everything that we did with a link to the webpage. That's a format that I really liked putting together. So I'll be doing that again after this. So yeah, if you missed the last stream or you wondered, oh, how was that done? Just pop that open later on. All right, so we're going to do this. So we're first of all going to start with a main loop. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is we need a white background, okay? So I'm going to go here, I'm going to go clear color, and I'm going to put this down. I'm going to move this microphone down a bit, it's blocking my view. There we go, okay. So for this we're going to use, believe it or not, mesh and sensor. That's going to make life a lot easier. There's no shading going on, so I can just use a basic material. The color is black. So I'm going to grab a mesh instancer, and I don't actually want any perspective, so I'm probably going to use orthogonal, but I'll do that again in a minute. So right now I'm just going to use a rectangle as the geometry, and I'm going to plug this into here, and let's make the width less, I don't know, like 0.2, 0.1 for now. All right, let's just like get a line set up, right? So we're gonna go here. So I'm gonna just use the array. Can I? Yeah, Control 1, Control 2, then I can stay in full screen mode. That's great. So I want to just generate coordinates from 0 to 1, basically. So I'm going to put this on 0 to 1 mode, and this is going to go into the X component, left to right. So I'm going to do array pack free XYZ. So I'm going to get that, and I'm going to give it this. So the Y component is 0, so I'm going to put it on number 0. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the array length out, and I'm going to make sure that all of these match up. And this is going to be the same for Y and Z, basically. So I'm just going to plug this in here and there, and I'm going to plug this into positions. So this is 0 to 1, but we're in 3D space, so let's say we're going from -1 to 1. So we just need to do a little bit of math here. Maybe I should even add this mode to the array up, like -0.5 to 0.5, because this is something I always end up doing. So we do array subtract. So we're going to go from 0 to 1, and we're going to subtract 0.5. Now we go from -0.5 to 0.5. And then we're going to do array multiply, and we're going to put it on 2. Okay. So now we've got the basic thing there. We need to have more of these, so I'm going to put it on, say, 20. And we're going to put this on, say, 3. Okay, close enough for now. So first of all, let's just get them moving up and down first. So that's something we need to do with the Y component. So they just look pretty random. Okay, so it's got like this, it moves, stops, moves, stops. So let's pull up main loop. Let's grab a trigger limiter. I don't know, let's just put it on 2000 milliseconds. So every 2000 milliseconds, we're going to get a trigger. And then I'm going to say trigger random number. And I'm going to say -1 to 1. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to throw them through an array sin because I'm lazy, and then I want to give them all a random number basically. So I'm going to go here and type in. I'm going to get the array sin object. This doesn't have to be this because this is just 0. So array sin will do nothing. So we're going to pull this out and get a random numbers array with the same length. So we're going to get just 20 random numbers here. I want the max to be 3.14, which is something like pi, and I'm going to throw that in there. Okay. So we hit the first problem. So we got this number, it's going to change. Let's plug this into the smooth op. This requires a trigger to work. So now we're going to get like this smoothed number as it jumps from one value to another. So I'm going to just put this on 12. I want that curve to be a little bit longer, as we can see there. So now what I do is I get an array sin, because the array sin is going to make every number go between -1 and 1. And I'm going to plug this in here. Okay, so we need a way bigger number, -10 to 10. That's too much, -4 to 4. Okay, so as you can see, in his original thing, it's like they only scale out from the center. So if I go over here, a lot of people really don't know this op, and it's so good. Panda wrote this a long time ago, and I use it all the time. So align geometry. Align the geometry, change its pivot, center, origin point. The example patch is really good at showing this. So I'm going to add this. And it's the Y component. I'm going to say min. I thought. Okay, I'm doing this completely wrong. Let's go over here. See, I'm just warming up with the stream tonight. So that's all good with the position. This is for the scale array, of course. All right, so let's grab this. So this is an array of 0. So this is x, y, z going from, let's say, -3 to 3. This is y and z, they're in 0. Just to clarify that. Okay, so it's the scale that I've got to work with. It's okay, early days. The night is young. So I'm going to create another array. So I want them to have a scale of 1. So I'm going to go here, put it a number, default value 1. And let's just plug that in there, and there, just to check that it's going to work. And I just want to show you now, I just want to show you now the align geometry before I change it. Also, Y is now a minimum. We can put it on center or max. So it's moving the center of origin, basically. All right. So this whole thing here that I was doing on the position actually has to happen on the scale. So it's going to scale from its center of origin, which with the rectangle is normally in the middle, but now we've moved it down to its minimum point. So it's getting the height of the rectangle, and it's saying, right, this is where I scale from. This is my center of origin. So if I rotate it now, it's also going to rotate like this. It's not going to rotate from the middle. Just a little explanation there. So let's now plug this into there. Voila, that's kind of close. Too big though. So I'm going to go to the array sin, and I'm going to put the amplitude on 0.5. Okay, is this perfect? No. So let's make those random numbers less. You know, we could change the seed here until we find something that we like. Let's put it on -1 and 1 because we want it to be underneath and above, basically. All right. Now the thing is, this isn't going to always be exactly the same because the array sum's getting a different number, and that's fine actually. I could try and make this more tweaked, but you know, it's just to get stuff basically working tonight. So -5, 5. You know, could put smooth on a longer number just to make it. That feels a little bit better. Let me just save for a moment. Okay. Yeah, Panda. I just saw it right now. Yeah, it's only scaling and no position change, definitely. This should be possible. Should be able to just do this with a repeat. Pretty sure. So let's do a transform. First of all, let's just scale everything, just so I've got it on the screen for now. Let's put a repeat up there. Let's put it on 3. And then we've got this index. Let me put this on transform Y. Of course, all right, sure. So we have this index here. I'm going to say multiply by a smaller number. You know, everything could go wrong tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's a copycat live stream. Okay, yeah, I'm not. Why? What am I missing here? You know what? This would cause a problem with the repeat op, obviously. I was really sure that I could use repeat with the mesh instancer. Of course, this is true. They're not getting offset on the y-axis, so that's it. So they're all there. They're all just on the same spot. I think. I could be horribly wrong here. Let's try this out. Oh boy, it's already going wrong. First patch in. So actually, let's get rid of this for now. I would expect this. Clear color's getting repeated, says Panda. Okay, yeah, that's true. Aha! Thank you, Panda. That was it. Okay, there we go. All right. So yeah, let's just put that on 1 for now. We'll grab that transform. I think I need to put this on 3. Okay, we're getting closer. Thanks for that catch, Panda. Appreciate it. Okay, I'm not trying to make this perfect right now, everybody. Let's put this on, say, 30. Oh, look at that, we already get a really cool different look. We can turn this up. Let's put it on 5 for now. And basically, we can now, if I'm correct, just get this number and plug that into the random seed, which should be a constant. No, that was weird. I think that was because of the smooth op. If I plug this in here, no. Okay, that is weird to me because it's working correctly there, but not there. Why is that? Maybe I can do it differently. Maybe I can just add that to the array sum. Yeah, that's it. So we're going to add this to, that was it. So we're going to get a 0 is always different. Thank you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 0 with the seed is always different. So if we're going to go here, well, actually, I'll just do it this different way for now. Thanks for pointing that out, Panda. So, you know, I've got this repeat number, and that's already an offset, right? You know, so I can add this number here, and that's just an offset to everything going on. And if I now add this one number there from smooth, there we go. Voila. It's kind of close. I mean, outside of the way the page is put together. So like when I zoom like this, that's messing that up a little bit. That's just, I'm not going to put too much work into this though. Whoops. Let's put that there, and let's do this multiply there. Ah, yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, I could do this better where it goes from the center, but I don't want to put too much time into that right now. But this is looking okay. This is close enough for a copycat. And this is actually a pretty surprisingly clean patch, all things considering. Okay, so, yeah, you know, we could go here and you could do this on min or max. It wouldn't really matter. I'd say this one's pretty close. I mean, the one from him is a lot more, yeah, smoother. Mine has a lot of differences. So I think if it lower the frequency, or his has a lot more of a sinusoidal-like look to it. And I think it's like how much this goes out. You know, I could get like a sin-based array and add that to something. So I've got a sine curve and I add that to this, but I think that's just going to overcomplicate the patch right now. But maybe I should just do it because reasons. So let's grab this one, 0 to 1. Let's plug it in there. Let's just try this first. Okay, so look, we get this, right? So we're going to turn this up, and we're going to pull out the frequency. Oh, there we go. And I'm going to grab pi. And I'm going to put it on 4. Okay, so we get this, right? And then what we do is we get this one. Yeah, that was it. Okay, we get this one, we plug it in here. And we do array math array. And what we're going to do is we're going to add that to this to get more of that curve look that he's got. that looks more like it. And let's put this now, that's also on 0.5 already. I could put this on 0.25. So yeah, you know, we could tweak these two things now to look better, and we can get a lot of different looks with multiply. So you know, we'd have to put this on one. Yeah, hey, I think that's more like it. Now, yeah, there's like more of these sine-based. Yeah, you can see there's a sine function kind of in there, even though it is noise. So yeah, I'd say that's close enough for now. I'd actually say that was yeah, pretty cool. Panda, thank you so much for the catch. It's kind of, this is that stuff where you sometimes sit there and go half an hour long, like, why isn't this working? And then you find that one thing. So that's great. All right, so I'm gonna save this one. Sorry, patch settings. And let's call this Junkiyoshi copycats 1. Gonna save it. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna do a good job with this tonight and save myself work for later. And I'm gonna do this. All right. Should I just like make this thing public like right now, or should I tidy it all up first? What do you, ladies and gentlemen, think? Then I'll publish it later. No problem. Okay. All right. So next one, and I went through his page and I just picked load quickly before we started. So let's go on to the next one. And you know, try to pick like 2 or 3 at the beginning, which wouldn't be too impossibly difficult to have the small successes, as we say it. Here's one. All right. I would love to do this one with textures, completely possible with the rotate texture up with a multiply texture, but I would not know how to create each square of that to fit within 1 to 3 values, which is actually a really cool idea for an op. So we're probably going to do this with a mesh instancer, though that would make it really hard to do the balls there on the end. All right, I might not pull off those circles on the end, basically. Maybe I can. Let's just first of all try and get this thing set up. All right, so I'm going to do save, and let's do save as 2. All right, so we've got a backup of the old one, and okay. Now, you know, I'm going to just delete quite a bit of this right now because it's just going to make life easier, because this is just my default starting thing. So let's get rid of the repeat. I don't need that. Let's get rid of this, and I don't need this. So what I need is the circle op. Ops.gl meshes draws a circle. Great. Let's get that. Let's plug that in. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to disconnect all this and just plug it to the side for now. So let's go to points. Points is when you want to have multiple points. Type in points, and you normally get all the ops like points cube, points plane, points circle. So you've got like we've got one which lets you do this in 2D. I just always use points cube, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to plug this into positions. And let's add an orbit controls for now. I'll get rid of it in a minute. Just want you to be able to see this in 3D. So, you know, look, we've got these like 5 by 5 by 5 circles. So, you know, if I put this on 4, 3, 2, 1, great. Now we've got a grid. So let's just say this is 20 by 20. All right, 20 by 20. Cool. Well, let's reset the orbit controls, and let's use the transform view up. This allows us to transform the view matrix. So I'm going to move it back. Ah, yeah. And we had the scale here on something really small. So I always try and keep my scale on 1. You want to kind of know what's going on there. So let's just put it like this for now. Oh yeah, we had this offset on Y. Put it on 0. Cool. Okay, so we go to the circle and we're gonna tweak that inner radius to go up. All right. I think I already shot myself in the foot here. So I'm just thinking, like, how can I make this 3/4 of a circle? All right, yeah, we're gonna just cheat. Why would I do this with a mesh? This is just making life hard. There is no cheating in the realm of the copycats. Okay, we're gonna get this rectangle. Yeah, okay, of course. Now I get it. This makes sense. 0.8, 0.8. I'm just making it small so we can see each rectangle right now. Is it percent? Okay, Panda. Thank you. So yeah, Panda was right. I could use the percent. I'll just show you quickly. Yeah, I work here. But we've got so much stuff I can't remember it all. Well, I'll just show you quick for the sake of the stream. So I wouldn't want Panda to feel I'm not listening. I'm just caught between everything. There we go. And percent, thank you, Panda. Look at this. All right. So the only problem I've got now, this is so. So it's those rotations with the 2 circles on the end, right? Like there's 2 ways to do this. If I would just do this now with mesh instancer, it's really quickly and no, Panda, please don't shut up. This is the whole idea. It's great. So Panda's saying, this is for the video, you can also merge and transform geometries to get the dot at the end. So I'm just wondering if merge geometries will work with that circle. Transform geometries. Do we have a transform geometry? Yes, we do. This is going into unknown territory right now. Well, I've never used this one before. Okay, let's just do this. So we're going to go to merge geometry merge. Let's do that one first. And let's get, so that's the circle. We need another circle. So you know what? I'm just going to unplug this for now. And I'm gonna just check that I've kind of like got this correct. So I'm going to grab a circle, right? This might get messy for a minute. Let's get rid of that rectangle. So I just want to make sure I'm doing this right, and I think I don't want to do it with everything kind of plugged in. So I'm going to do transform geometry. I'm going to plug that in there. I've never used this up before. Right, okay. So, So let's make this really small. And now I want to, okay, so I want to just check if I'm moving it off the center here, right? So let's grab a grid mesh. Let's do it here actually. There we go. Let's put it on number 20. So I just want to do this just to check that I'm going to move the dot off the center, because otherwise I don't have a visual reference right now. So if I try, cool, okay. So yeah, Panda, great. So all I've got to do now is, I could do like 3 separate mesh instances, but I want to try what Panda just said. So I'm going to try and merge one circle. Let's put that there and there. Do I have to click merge? Right, okay. It doesn't probably... we have a reset and a merge button. I would have expected it to change when I update the geometry, but no problem. I'm not sure what the number is here. This would allow you to stack merging. Okay, I kind of get that. All right. That's too big. Let's do 0.1. close enough for now. And you know what, with the points cube, this is... So this means that grid's gonna stop working, but I need to see that circle thing kind of good. All right, that's close. Actually, I am doing this all wrong. I've just got to make that circle thinner. So we've got to make that inner radius bigger. Now we're gonna reset, merge. There we go. Is it exact? Probably not. Good enough for now, though. Yeah, because his circles, they just touch and they can overlap. Okay, so then we're going to get another one of these, right? We're going to put it here. Let's pull this down. So we need to get this resulting geometry. And we need to merge it again. So if I'm correct, it's on Y. It's either positive or negative. Let's get this and plug that there. Whoop. Oh, let's go full screen. Let's grab this. Let's put that one there. I'm going to say reset merge, and it was the other way because the dots at the top needs to be at the bottom. So I should only have to reset this one and merge. Wow. Yeah. Brilliant, Pando. Thanks. So now comes the easy part. We just need to make them all rotate 270 degrees. So for that, we're going to do something with the rotation matrix. The rotation array. So I'm going to say it only has to rotate once. So I'm going to get the total points, and I'm going to grab an array. Actually, I already have this up here. So let's just get rid of this for now, and this number. Let me just start like this. Sometimes it's just easier to start from scratch. I'm going to hold in Alt, right click, and I can copy. So I just want to make sure I've got the right thing there. So we're going to go here. I'm going to pull that out. Okay, let's just tidy this up a touch so it's easier for you people to see. So we're going to get this array out, and we're going to plug this into rotations. And because I just sometimes forget which one's which, I'm pretty sure it's this one, but I could be wrong. Let's grab an array sum. And let's see if I've got the right one. There we go. Okay, so that's the one we're interested in. So, yeah, let's do what I did before. Deleted it. Silly. Oh well. I can't anticipate what I'm going to do. As you can see, this stuff goes really quickly. So we're going to trigger that random number again, and let's just say 0 to 99, 1 to 99. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a random numbers array. Right, and we're going to say the min max is 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put this on integers. So it will only output integer numbers. Great. I don't want 0 because then that's not going to work for what I want. And then we do smooth array. Smooths out jumps of values in an array, basically. Let's go ahead. Okay. And we're going to trigger that random number, and we're going to put that in the seed. So that's going way too often. Let's put it on. It goes pretty quickly with this patch. Let's put it on half a second for now. And then we're going to replace this one. So the thing is, this is... okay, I'm doing this wrong. There we go. So I'm outputting numbers between 1 to 3. So then I'm just going to say array multiply by 90. And this should then give me 90, 80, or 270 because His piece is called Switch 270-degree arcs. Okay, so now I should just be able to plug this into, oh, there. Pretty close so far. Okay, that trigger's bothering me. Let's just do it like this. Makes it a little bit more readable. I'll just use a trigger extender. I just like the readability inside of the patch, basically. Okay, so that's pretty close. Feels a bit off though. So you see, they all move independently, right? That's a really interesting trick. If I'm looking at them, Hey, Bagoof. Glad you could join us. Okay. That's a really interesting one. So it's kind of like this stepped thing. Let me just slow it down. It's kind of intense to look at. So what I'm thinking is this. That's a random number array, right? Let's get an array sum. So they're all numbers of 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to add a timer to this. Okay, so that's one number getting added to everything there. And then I'm going to do array flow, because these are integer numbers, right? And when I'm adding a value to them based upon time, they become floats, which is not what I want because they have to jump like that. And then I think I just do array math array, and because of the random number, hopefully there's a kind of offset. If not, then I've got to add another one. Close. Okay, so I've got to add a little bit more variance to that. So I'm gonna get this, plug that in there, and I'm gonna make this like really different. 0 to 10. It's not gonna be an integer. I'm gonna do another array math array because when in doubt, throw more arrays at it. Closer. So we slow this down. And you know, this is causing most of the change right now. Actually, do I even need this? No, I don't think I do. Wow, that worked out pretty good. Yeah. Oh, let's just put it on 0.3. Try to generate more different random numbers, but only react on 2 of them. Oh, the circles have to overlap perfectly. Are you sure about that? Okay, let's do that then. I mean, because I think that is how it is in his original one. Yeah, it's a really nice one. Yeah, well spotted. All right, so let's make that circle a little bit bigger. I'm gonna have to reset it all though. Reset. So I'm gonna merge this one and this one. That's better. The only problem is now I've got to change the translate here. So that's minus 0.5 if I'm correct, and 0.5. Enter please. Okay. Reset. Okay. Merge. Wow, yeah. Dark Retroid, that was the missing sauce right there, I think, definitely. And we've still been able to keep it pretty much grid aligned perfect. That's really, really awesome. Yeah, wow, look at that. That came out pretty cool. I'm really happy with this one. Super cool. All right, let's just change the scale a bit so it's a bit bigger. That's okay like this. That's true, they're only rotating left. Is that a problem? So what his does is they alternate between 270 degrees. They go backwards and forwards, and backwards and forwards. So basically, if we now do this, they turn the other way. So actually, we can just do, would this then work? I know that's 1 to 3, that's for the original rotation. Actually, I don't have a value of 0 though, but I won't get that because I'm getting a number added. It's not easy to look at this stuff and go, oh yeah, is it all rotating one way? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that right now. Basically, that they're only rotating to the left. It's something I could fix if I'm going to pull a lot of this apart. But I'm just really not in the mood to do that right now, I suppose. That's something that somebody else could do if they wanted to. You know, I mean, we could just have even basically generated a random number, say between -2 and 2 in an array, and then just used the smooth array. And that could also work, but then you don't get this click, click, click thing where it's like going from one end to the other. Could have also got an array sin with time plus a random number array, because then the sin going up and down would make them turn like this. Actually, would that just work? Let's give it a try then. Okay, as long as it doesn't take too long. Let's do array sin. There's more than one way to do this. Let's get this timer. I'm going to plug that into phase. This is going to output values between -1 and 1. So now let's put it on 3. And now let's get array floor. And plug that in here. So this then still needs to get this part here added. Won't be perfect, but let's just see if it works quickly. This is really hard to follow. And this is going too fast. So this is values between 1 and 3. So we need to make those smaller because that does not work with array sin. So we've got values 1 to 3. Let's put it on 0.2. So now they're kind of alternating right and left. It ain't perfect, but at least they're going a little bit right and left right now. I don't know if the complexity was worth it, but there we go. Sometimes it's how things seem. All right, I'm going to call that one down. What do you guys think? It's okay, right? It's close enough. I mean, considering how quick that went, I'm pretty happy with it. Great tip there from Panda with the merge, geometry merge up. That was, I've never used it before, and it was pretty self-explanatory. So that was really, really cool. All right, I would say totally nailed. Okay, so this one's saved, Copycats 2. So we're going to save a new one now. Junkiyoshi Copycats free. Okay, just give me a moment. Now, so this one should hopefully go really, really quickly because I'm going to just rip a tutorial thing that I did. So he's done switch 10 print, which I think is a kind of ode like what I did a while ago to the Commodore 64. Go to 10. So this is how we do it, kids. Whoa, we're in one. There's only one cables, and that's cables GL. Okay, so I'm just going to go here and I'm just going to find this patch that I did ages ago and then tweak it and modify it, because this is how it goes as well. You know, it's completely fine doing this stuff. So I'm going to click Copycat Cables for playlist 20, go to 10. I'm just interested in the patch, basically. I'm probably going to have to add 1 or 2 ops and it's all good. But actually I'm going to have to do it like the merge geometry thing. So let's open up the patch, right? Look at that. All right. Yeah, okay, this is kind of coming back to me. Wow, I did it with so little ops. Wow, back in the day, kids. Okay, let's just copy this and just put it in here. Yeah, you know what? Let's just get rid of this. Be gone. All right. So I'm just going to save. Trigger once. We don't need that anymore with Mesh Instance. So that was like back in the day. Now Mesh Instance knows if the geometry changed or not. Don't need these sliders. Okay, so this was like actually one of my favorite things I did a long time ago. It was kind of like a glyph generator, and then I realized it was like this kind of, the Commodore 64 20 go to 10 thing. Oh, I'm not looking at the chat. Create an issue for a simpler version without triggers. Yeah, cool, awesome. All right, that was the merge geometry op, I think. Okay, so let's go here. And we're actually just going to do, again, what we did, because it's okay, you know what I mean? There's a certain visual style going on here. So we have a line, and we have 2 points, right? So let's use this cube. Let's put the width on, say, 0.05. Let's put it, wow, this is weird. Yeah, let's just do it like this for now. I don't know, this is like an old patch, so why everything is like that, I'll tweak it later, I suppose. Why it has to be that long, I don't know, okay. So we're gonna put this on, say, 20 by 20, okay? And we're going to do the same thing as we did in the other patch, because I think it's an epic technique, basically, that I did not know about. Geometry merge. So, you know, let's do that trick that we did before. Let's get rid of the evidence. We got a scale there? Ah, okay. Why is it on scale 0.1? I don't know. Let's fix this some other time. Actually, no, let's fix it now, because it always bites me when scale isn't like a really tiny number like that. So we're going to put it on 0.1, and we're going to do it the correct way, and we're going to just transform the view. I forgot how to type. All right, transform view. Let's pull this back. So we're just moving our viewpoint back in 3D space. We're not scaling anything, okay? It's like moving your phone away from something that you're filming. All right, so there's that grid. Let's get a circle. mesh. There we go. Let's just plug this in for now. And what was it we used before? Ah, that was it. Transform geometry. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. This might not be as simple as I thought it would be. Okay, let's make this say 0.05. Okay, and what I need to do now is I just need to see how the cube is by default because we're rotating the geometry. So it's standing straight up, so I've just got to put a circle at the top and the bottom. So I'll go here and I say, I don't know, yeah, 0.5. I'm going to make another one, and I'm going to put that transform geometry on minus 0.5, okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get this, you know, I'm just going to merge both circles together here, so I can just connect these with the trigger. Okay, so I'm going to get this one, plug it there. So this is merging both circles together, right? Okay, and we're going to get another geometry merge. So I'm just going to merge these two together right now. Yeah, okay, merge. So those two circles will be merged. I'm going to get this cube, and I'm going to get this, and I'm going to click merge. I'm going to get that, and I'm going to plug that into there. And now I'm going to plug the rotational array back in. Looking more like it, but for some weird reason those circles aren't so good. Alright, let's move the view back again. More like this. And of course, because now we're further back, those circles should be way bigger. So let's do it like this. So I'm going to do a reset and a reset. I just want to get the circles the right size first. More like it. And now they're a little bit big, but no problem. And I'm going to move them to, say, 0.6. And minus 0.6. And let's reset merge. Reset merge. Close up. Forgotten how to... Oh, so they go to exactly the same place. Okay, I think that's like 0.7. Some magic number here. Putting it together this quick. Reset merge. Reset merge. There we go. Okay. And if I'm correct, I already built it in this patch with a random array like I did before. Between 0 and 2, because you know it only has to turn in two ways. Array floor. I could have done it with integers. I don't know why, but we'll just leave that by now. So we multiply it by 90, and we add 45 degrees. Because if we don't add 45 degrees, we get this, which is also kind of cool, but not what we're going for right now. And then we're just gonna pull this out. And we're gonna go here, and we're gonna grab the smooth array up. We need to trigger from the array pack. Going to plug that in, and we're going to put that into rotations. And so that moves all of them. Okay, so now we've got this kind of problem from before. There's only a few moving, right? Okay. So let's grab a different random array. Just so I can keep my sanity here. Let's clear that comment. Hello, undefined country boy. Nice of you to join us. All right, so you know what it is? I want to create a condition that only a few of them move. So that basically means I want to generate like a random number between, let's say, 0 and 1, or random seed of 0, and then I want to do array logic, which is like a comparison. Can you tip your horse to me? I hope you guys don't hear that car alarm too loudly. How bad is it? Pretty bad. If so, I can mute the microphone until it's over. My car gets stolen. You want to? I'll just mute the microphone. Oh, okay. It came at the perfect time. It needs to be like one of those air horns, you know. Ba -ba -ba -ba. Then it'd be great. All right. So I've got a random array of values between 0 and 1. I'll just break it down into small problems. Array logic. So what happens is if the value is true, it's going to output a 1. If the value is false, it's going to output 0. So the number for comparison is 0.5. So half of the time, that would mean that they would rotate. I can tweak this number in a minute. So what we do now is we do array, math, array, because you know math is also like a logical comparison, basically. So we're going to plug this in here. We're going to put this on multiply. And if I now change this, only a few of them change. And there's still too many for my liking. So I'm going to put it on, like, say, 0.8. So the number has to be 0.8 or higher. Let's put it on greater or equals. That feels more like it. So you know what? We can be really lazy with the random seed here. But let's just grab the good old trigger limiter. And then we're going to put it on, say, 500. And, you know, we can just use, like, a trigger counter. Counts how often the port was triggered. You can use that as a seed as well. You don't want it to, you want it to be more off. So I want to have this one having different values than this. So I'm just going to get multiply. I'm going to do it twice. So this is going to be like, say, I don't know, 0.22, blah. This is going to be like 0.31. Doesn't matter, you know, as long as they're both different. And now I'm going to plug this into the random seed. And, you know, as you can see, that's kind of already enough because the only ones that are allowed to rotate are the ones that fulfill this condition here. I think 0.8 is a bit too high. 0.65, but these will never change. It will only be the same ones ever rotating. So that's why we want to change the seed on this one as well. It's going too fast for my liking. So I'm going to put it on 1,000. And we can just make it take longer to smooth out. I don't know how it felt in his. His is very, it's very clinky. So this is taking way too long. So let's put it on 8. And it needs to be a little bit faster. Let's put it on 750. Actually, his, I think they never really, you know, I could do this again with the random, you know what, this should be here. If I want to do that. So we want them to cascade, right? Because in his patch, they don't all move at the same time, even though it looks kind of cool. So once more, too many rotating. As we can see, they keep on changing around now. So it's just one or the other. Break a brain. How do we do this now? The initial. Panda says, but you lose the initial randomness by multiplying with 0. Not really, because I only want them to flip between 0 and 1. I don't want them to do anything different than that, basically. I don't want them to turn more than that, because then they'll spin a lot and we'll lose this look of them just switching, because I think that's what he's got. Yeah, his pieces, they only alternate between 2 states, I think. That's at least what I'm picking out of it. So let's get a random numbers array. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to get a random numbers array. This works on values between 0 and 1. This is also going to output values between 0 and 1. So we're going to plug this in. We're going to get the array length. And then we're going to get an array sum. And we're going to add time to this. And then we're going to do array fract. Yeah. Almost. Yeah, if I'm going to add that to this, maybe I can just get away with multiply. Array math array. Let's get this and plug it in. Or actually I can just be really lazy and just say, you know, I know it's going from 0 to 2 right now, so if I put it on 1.75, we get that kind of effect. And the problem is, yeah, this is just way too fast. I think this is happening too quickly. Is this another case of where we could have just like dropped this off? Yeah, so we get this kind of thing. It's not perfect. There's one or two parts where it flies back, which makes sense because of the array fract. And if we do multiply, do we get rid of that problem? But I think I can now see what Pondo was saying with the multiplying by 0. Of course, they're all looking like that, right? So then we need to do this. Feels more like it. Let's save. Let's just take a peek. You know, we could even just do something like array sin and a random number. I mean, there's so many ways to solve this problem. But this I don't need, this I don't need. Let's just put the random seed on 0 and 0, which means it's always different. And the patch is loaded. Put it on a give it a number if you want it to be a consistent seed, basically. All right, actually this can just go here. Make it a bit more readable. Yeah, okay. Well, you know, for me this is kind of close. It's close enough. I mean, yeah, no, basically they should all turn once. It's because of this array fract, we're going to get a certain look, but I think this is okay for now. It's really difficult to follow everything at the same time. I'm going to call this one done. Okay. All right, so let's save it. Let's go for another one. Save as Junkiyoshi copycats for. And one thing I want to point out is, you know, let's just save it. It's really cool with Junkiyoshi's webpage. Because, you know, if you go here like on Twitter, you can see the source code here. So it's really cool that he's so open with sharing this stuff. It's really great. So if we go here to his webpage, just give it a moment to load. Here you go. Here you've got here you've got the source code for the stuff that he does, which I think is really, really cool, basically, because if you're a coder and you're wondering how to get into this with cables, you can kind of read some of this and then translate that into ops. Of course, this is made with like the width and the height, as we can see here. I could do that with pixel projection, but that would slow the stream down a lot. So that was how I completely ripped an old tutorial patch and made it into that. Okay, let's take a look at another one. All right, hold it. This one seems really simple, and I think it's going to be pretty difficult to get that feel. I wonder if I should do this one. It's a little bit like the first one, which means I could just grab that one. If I break it down, that top line, that's not so difficult, but that second one, I don't know, I'd kind of fake it with scaling a rectangle in the width. Okay, you know what? Let's just reuse the setup that I did with the first one. Let's just do that. So let's go here. All right. So I'm just gonna do it the lazy way. So I'm gonna do Control A, Control C. I'm just gonna go here now. I'm gonna delete all of this. So I'm gonna paste it all in. So let's just tweak this and make it work. So we're going to solve the first one there at the top. So this whole aligned geometry thing, I don't need, just happens from the center. I'm not bothered about changing the scale with all this random stuff. So let's just look at what I shouldn't delete here. Yeah, because actually, let's just make this work for me. So, actually, I shouldn't have gotten rid of the aligned geometry. All right, let's do this. Y, min. All right. So I basically let's just get this the way that I want. So I just see them all. Go from there. Cool. All right, I've got this. Let's put some more space between them. Put it on 2, let's put it on, 3, and let's use the transform. Actually, let's just do transform view at the top. Just to zoom out so I can see it. Okay, let's just nail that top line first. I don't think I need to do all this random stuff. Pretty sure I don't. Pretty sure. Let's get these 2 array sends. Let's get a timer. First of all, let's plug this into phase. I want an array going from 0 to 1. So do we have that here? Yeah, we do. Array 0 to 1. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to plug it in there. And I'm going to plug this into here. Oh, zoom in a bit. Array 2. Okay, so look, I've got this. I'm going to do this really lazy now. I don't want it to go low. So I'm going to do array ABS. Could use the array map range, but I'm just going to go for this bouncing effect, basically. let's turn the frequency up. I don't know. 12. Okay. Now let's get this one. Plug that into phase. Get multiply. And let's just put it on a different number, like an odd number, like something really small like this. Okay, so I'm going to get the same array for now. Alt, right click. And I'm going to go here, array, math, array, okay? And I'm going to multiply them together. This isn't doing what I want right now. Ah yeah, of course. I also need to do array ABS again. And you know, let's put this on a higher frequency number for now. I don't know, we'll see how this is going to work out. So he's got lots of lines there. So let's increase this to something like 60. Let's then increase the gap a little bit. They're a lot thinner actually. So let's go to the rectangle, 0.05. Let's do it like this and then lower that multiply again. Yeah, this is like endless tweaking, but hey. Just do it like this for now. And basically, what I want to do is, I want one wave to oscillate back and forth. So I'm going to get that timer. I'm going to plug it into sine, and then we have this multiplied number. So we're going to go sum. Get that kind of thing. I can add the repeat number later to get something different, and they pop in and out. So now we can make life really simple for ourselves and just say array logic array, array logic. Sorry. So then we say something like this. Not perfect. He's got a lot more motion back and forth. Okay, let's do it like this. And let's do another sum before it goes into array sin, because we want to now have this differently with every single repeat, right? That's not working the way that I want. Oh, that's too big a number. So let's go here. Multiply it by a smaller number. I think. Let's see. Still not working exactly the way that I'd like. I think I've got to do that here as well. Let's just grab a copy of this. Just dirty patching right now with this one. Just trying it as I go along. I have to make this bigger. Yeah, kind of. This one probably as well. Okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm just throwing horrible stuff together here right now. This can be cleaner. Just give it a minute. Like I said, some of this stuff can seem really, really simple, and it's not. Let's just do this correctly. So we're going to get this timer we're going to do a sum. There. And we're going to, I think that was just the one that I was missing. Let's go here to multiply. Let's add that there. Feels better now. He's just got like less gaps, I suppose. Maybe I'm overthinking this too much. Who knows? Yeah, okay. So let's just put this like there for now. And let's get this one. Yeah, it's just tweaking these numbers until it kind of feels right, I suppose. This will do for now. I could add some randomness to it to make it look a bit more like that, but don't want to get too stuck in the details. Okay, let's get this, put this over here. This ain't too bad. All right. Could be cleaner, but we're just going as we go along. This one, all right. So this is, this again is something different. Now if I'm smart, I can reuse this stuff, right? So let's try and do this. So, no guarantees if this will work, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just give this a try. So I'm going to reuse this basic material. I'm just going to pull it like this so it's easier for me to do. I did just see something. Let's do transform here. What is it I'm doing now? Okay. Just appeared on the screen for a minute. Does it really? I think it needs its own material again because it's mesh instance. So there it is. Ah, shows you how tired I am. All right, so let's get the positions. Plug that in. Okay, great. So we're using the transformer to move this stuff, right? So let's just do it like this for now. Put the material back in black. Okay, so let's make them a little bit wider. Let's see, 0.15. Hey, Alchema, what's that? OMG, 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 we has a poo brainer just for us. Alchema, is this the first time that you're seeing the Cables GL live stream? Alchema is a really nice guy, I know from the demo scene. He's been really... No, I mean, you've been here before, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. My memory's a little bit fuzzy. You should totally check out what Alchema does with shaders the last year. It's been really, really good stuff. And he's also participated in some shader showdowns. All right, let's see if we can get this working. So I'm trying to feel lazy right now. So we've got this kind of like, we've got this thing jumping out from the array logic, right? So what happens if we plug that into scale? Okay, we're getting something like this. That's not doing what I want because obviously we need to do this. So I'm just gonna, this is quick and dirty, but it works. You know what I mean? I could copy everything. I'd rather not, basically. So let's plug this into scale. So we get this array logic, right? And we're then going to plug that into the humble smooth array. So what we want to do is we want to decide if the shape is just visible, right? And because we're doing a line geometry, by putting it between 0 and 1 on the Y component, we can make it disappear, right? It's flat. It's like really, really tiny, basically. I mean, if we put this in, let's say 0.1, we see those things at the bottom. Okay. So let's just do that for now. So everybody can kind of follow what's going on. So, you know, that's the flattened shape right now. So I'm going to get this. I'm going to plug that in there. So what we do is this, but we want it to go like this on X. That's what I thought. Give me a moment. 0.1. Why am I not seeing anything now? One more. Alright. Of course, we cannot use... So, smooth array is based upon this difference between previous frames, and doing this with a repeat op is not going to work. So, let's come up with a workaround. First of all, let's go in here and let's say rotate array. And let's do that again for this one, just so they seem to be different. So the rotate array up is really cool because it allows you to, as it says, rotate the contents of an array. So as you can see, it's now not exactly the same as the one above it. And I can do this with the Y one. And now they've kind of got the same motion, but we've offset them basically. So the rotate array up, it allows you to shift the values inside of an array. So if you've got values 0 to 9 and you shift it up by 1, then you'll have 9, 0, 1, 2. So you can do this. So it's just circular. It just goes around, which is really handy for this kind of stuff. But how do we get around this problem? I want this to kind of go smoother. I have this array sin here. This could be useful. Interesting, when your patch starts getting like this, don't worry about it. Just focus on that one part you're trying to solve. Just isolate that and go from there. So we've got this array sin, array ABS. I don't know if I need that right now. And we're going to plug that into here. And now we're getting something that's more smoother. That's not exactly what I wanted. Even though it's actually not too bad. If I change this, it's going to change that as well. Then we're going to get more of them. I'll just put it back where it was, 9. And let's get that array logic and put it back on 0. Not too bad. Let's multiply that by a bigger number just so it all looks slightly different. Okay. Wow, that became a bigger patch than I was expecting. Though don't let it intimidate you. This here, we're reusing parts of that. This is for the black part there. Let's take a peek. It's not exactly the same, but I could sit down and spend a really long time tweaking these kind of like magic numbers. The only thing I can see is that these lines are a bit thicker. So we can go here, put on maybe say 0.03, 0.04, like this. The whole point is just trying to just recreate something that comes close enough, which I'm already kind of happy with. This works out pretty good. Control S. I think this one is good to go. And it's not centered, so I'm just gonna move this down. -1. There we go. Close enough. I've got the links open here. I'll put them in the patch later. Yeah, it's not perfect, but that's pretty close actually. And I think here, if I click the source code, let's just see if it's using noise. Because it's line times noise. Yeah, so where's the noise value? Yeah, okay, so he's using noise here. He's getting the frame number and he's feeding that through there. Okay. So, you know, we're not using noise. We could have. You know, we've got things like the Perlin array up, but, you know, noise functions are inherently, they're going to be expensive. I mean, that's just the nature of using them, even if they're fast. So me, I always try and say fake it till you make it. Learned that one from the demo scene. That's why I'm just using this array sin. Sin also isn't the cheapest thing, but it's always going to be computationally cheaper than doing something like Perlin. I didn't want to do 6 Perlin arrays with the repeat for this, basically, 3, and then rotate them. So, you know, this is okay. This came out all right. Let's just tidy this up a little bit. There we go. That makes a lot more sense now. All right, I'm going to save it. I'm going to call this one done. So save and save as. Let's go to the next one. Junkiyoshi. Copycats. 5. Okay. So we're saving a new one there. I completely and utterly forgot to tag Junkiyoshi to tell him I was doing this today on Twitter. But I think he's in a pretty different time zone, basically. Okay. Let's try this one. So what I'm going to do now is not the cheapest way to do it, but it hopefully will work. Okay. All right. We need to, this is just too much. I need to clean all this up. Let's just get rid of all this. Don't need the repeat op. Yeah, I just need to get rid of most of this. Okay. So I'm going to use, let's just move this over here. Okay. So, I'm going to just make this all a bit smaller so everybody can see what I'm doing. Okay. Let's just get rid of this. Transform view. Okay. First of all, I want a grid, right? So I'm going to say points cube. I'm going to plug that into positions. Let's do, it looks like about 32 to me. Let's just say 32 by 32 by 1. Let's use that transform view, go back, so we can see it all on the screen. Don't need a line geometry, going to go to the rectangle, and I'm going to put it on 1. So that's too much, because I want to see each square. Cool. So we've got a grid. Okay. You know, they're not moving here. It looks like that, but they're not. It's a trick with scale. So let's do a horribly inefficient thing. It's actually really not that bad for what we're going to do right now. I'm sorry, I'm always busy trying to optimize everything as good as possible. Let's get that flaming-like effect going on. Let's make an image compose. You know what, while we're at it, let's just do something fancy right now, yeah? Because I don't want to have to keep clicking that up to see this stuff. So I'm going to go to basic material, going to make a rectangle. I'm going to put it on orthogonal mode. And then I'm going to do a transform. This isn't perfect, but it'll do the trick. Let's just put this here for now, because this is going to vanish sometimes. Okay, so let's go here and let's just grab FBM noise. Okay, and scroll Y. Okay, let's just plug this in here. Great. I'll fix the rest of the stuff in a minute. Let's just go from here. Okay. Whoa. All right, so we need a timer. And we're going to plug this into scroll Y. Going to reverse it, say minus 0.75 for now. Was it Luma key? Yeah, this could be it. Okay. So, you know, I only want, but this looks like it's, okay, so click. So as you can see, there's like these gray, and so it's got some shades there, right? So it's letting everything above 0.5 go through. If we do black and white, then the pixel is only 0 or 1. So black or white, which is exactly what we want, because we're going to use this thing to change the scale. Now, the thing is, on Junkiyoshi's patch, here at the bottom, you know, there's nothing there, right? So there's one or two ways we can do that. Right now, I'm just thinking like, if that would be cheating or not, but maybe not. I could use a gradient, maybe. So if I do okay, 1 minute. So I'm going to say waveform, gradient, okay. So let's put it on frequency 1. Let's rotate by 0.25. Let's put it on, let me just disable this for a minute. I'll put it on sawtooth. So I want the reverse, right? I don't want it, I do want it full scale at the bottom, yeah. So I'm going to change the power factor like this, right. Cool, so we kind of created this line that we can now move up or down. Wow, that came up pretty cool, okay. But now that isn't working, why not? This has something to do with some blending modes here. I've got a feeling this should just be way simpler than it is right now. I'm missing something really obvious, I think. Do I have to Luma key this again? No. But I'm just going to Luma key it again. I'm not sure what it is right now. I don't want to spend a long time trying to figure out what that is. And of course this waveform gradient, you know, it's going in a gradient, but we don't want that. We just want like a hard cut, basically. All right, let's go from here. Yeah, okay. So what we do now is we do, and this always trips me up, texture to color array. So we extract the colors from a texture. Okay, so this needs a trigger. Let's do this in. So this is going to give me, this is an important one. See this floating point false, and this is huge because Image Compose is using the viewport size, right? Which is really bad because, you know, I mean, look at how big that was. I'm amazed I didn't just crash the browser. Go cables. Let's put it on 32 by 32. All right, that is more like it. And you see that black line there at the bottom? That's because of the wrap mode, some repeat. So we need to put some clamp to edge. Voila. And then we've got this white thing here. All right, so that's what we want to use right now. So we've got this texture to color array. And we're going to do array unpack for. You've got to get the RGB alpha values out of a texture. There's no way to avoid this. So we do this. Okay. Now, actually, you're gonna see me probably fail really hard here. which is fine. That's the whole idea of the live stream occasionally. So we should just be able to do this now. Okay. Let's put on 32 by 32. And there's always like this offset. So I need to do stuff with scale. So I'm going to say array pack free XYZ, right? Whoops. My bad. So this is going to be for scale. I'm going to put it over here. I'm just going to grab one of them, basically. And I'm going to plug that into array 1, array 2, and array 3. So let's get this here now. So these array lengths are not going to match up. It's got something to do with the amount of pixels. So this has an array length of 3072. This does match up. Okay, so this is a good one that I wanted to say before. So it's not on floating point false. So the scale of these meshes, like one is like its default size, but image compose and this textured color array is basically outputting 255 or 0 basically. Let's scroll. Yeah, see? 255 is 0. So each of these rectangles is now 255 units wide. So to get around that, and this is why textured color array has this floating point warning. It says floating point false. So we're working only with integers. So we go here and we put it on HDR mode. Hey. And now floating point becomes true. Cool. So, do we have this yet? Oh no, we definitely don't. But we're going to work on it. So, we're going to go to this Luma key here. And we're going to turn that down. That's closer. This is probably not going to work. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Smooths it out a little bit, but then it adds that little annoying dot there, and I don't want to use array map range for this. Got to be a better way, but I mean, am I that off? And he's also got this really hard line there. So this is acceptable. I think he's just got a lot more. You know what? Let's plug this into width and height. So I can change this dynamically. Yeah, so we can put down 48 and we can get the transform view and we can go back. So it looks a bit finer, a little bit more like what he had. And what I think is the FBM noise also needs the anim to change as well. Just that's this little feeling thing that I'm missing. Yeah, and then they're going on and off. And I could spend forever tweaking this. I mean, I think it's too clumpy. So if we put it on like 3 or 4 or 8, I don't know. Probably way too much. Then we get this. I'm not sure why. Let me just see for a minute. Just want to do array clamp. To be sure it's between 0 and 1. Yeah, it's because of this GPU interpolation. That's why we're getting that flickering there, I think, but I just want to be sure. Yeah, I'm not too sure. We could kind of fake it and say, hey, we're going to slow it down, and then it's not so bad. And his goes up pretty quick, so kind of not acceptable. So yeah, we're going to get that flickering part. This isn't going to make a difference. Yeah, like I said, this could help a bit, but it's going to make values bleed over. As you can see there, we get something like this. which is not what I want. Yeah, I'm not too sure how I'm gonna fix that right now. Stuff is too small. It's the noise scale. Panda just said. All right, let's give that a try. Yeah, Panda is right. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Once again, thank you to Panda for the catch. Just gonna leave it on this one for now. Oh yeah, that was tileable. Okay. Yeah. All right. Panda like the smooth version better anyway. Is that the one with the blur, Panda? Yeah, you know, because I mean, I could do a smooth array on this. I'm thinking, you know what? Let's just try it for a minute. I've been throwing smooth array at everything tonight. I don't know how it's going to work out. Yeah, we need to do the vertex shaders, definitely. That's another one of those things on the list that we want to do. Wow, okay, that's not the same as what Junkiyoshi has, but I really like this, and even if we put it on 2. Ah, whoa. I think that's pretty epic, actually. I mean, this 2 Luma key thing, I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. Let's bring this down a bit. Yeah, I mean, there's no way to get around that, basically. Yeah, then we get this, which is also okay. I mean, I'm not a big fan of this hard line there, but you know, he's using a noise function, so I'm not sure what it is that he's adding, but let's just try and keep it a bit similar. You know, that's the whole idea of this. We can change that power factor and bring it down here for now. Yeah, I don't know. I like it with the smooth array up. I mean, it's not the same, but you know, it doesn't exactly. It doesn't have to be. Basically, I mean this is an FBM noise shader. He's using CPU-based noise, so to get that exact same look, that's just going to be a sit down and tweak stuff for a real long time to try and get the numbers. Yeah, sure, Alchema. Alchema says you could scale the noise as a trapezoid, less resolution on the bottom and high resolution on the top, would make more frequency on the top and lower on the bottom, for sure. But I don't want to sit down and do stuff with custom shader code during a live stream. To me, that's kind of a separate stream all in of itself. So if you feel like learning cables and doing some shader stream stuff, that would be awesome. Yep, I totally threw an invite out to Alchema, definitely. Yeah, of course, we can do this. Hey there. Yeah, you know, so we can get a different smoothing amount if the number's increasing or decreasing, actually. Lights up a bit more like this. Yeah, so we can make it like really super fast. I don't know, I like this. It's not exactly the same, but I like the smoothing style more. Because actually, I was like, oh, I've got this flickering thing, but you know, Junkiyoshi's also got it there. There's this like as they're flying up. So yeah, you know, it's not too bad that we had that. It was keeping it real with the original. Yeah, Alchema. Yeah, it's an idea. We should talk about it with this kind of stuff. Because, oh hell no, I ain't doing any shader live stream right now. I'm a little bit rusty. I've been doing lots of other stuff, except that I don't remember any of my stuff from Shader Showdown things back in the day that I was learning. All right, you know, I think this one's kind of done. And, you know, if people don't like it, they can just turn off the smooth, basically, and they get something pretty close. I know what, let's just... It's that... Yeah, Panda was right, it's the scale of the noise, basically. I mean... This is more like Junkiyoshi had it. Yeah. You know, and if we put this on... kind of get why this is happening now that I'm seeing it like this. I think maybe this just isn't really a bad thing after all. I mean, it's more than he's got, that's for sure. Yeah, so Panda was definitely right with that. I'm wondering if... I know this is only going to make it bigger. Ah, yeah, and then we've got here clamped edge, so that isn't going to work the same. Yeah, I know. Okay, you know what? You got to know when to stop. I'm just going to plug it back in the way it was. That was okay. It was cool. Copycat is not about getting it 99% the same. It's about being inspired by things. So I think this is already pretty cool, basically. Okay, oh, I didn't see that. So Tuna-chan said maybe just one Luma key and levels. Yeah, that probably could have worked. Definitely. Levels is an op I just somehow don't use a lot. But I'm just going to keep it on this for now. I think this is pretty cool. All right. So now I'm going to save a new one. Junkiyoshi copycats 6. And I think I'm going to make this the last one. I'm a little bit on the tired side right now. So, yeah, right, okay. So the last one I wanted to do, I think was this one. That might be biting off more than I can chew. Oh, Panda's online. Something like this. I mean, we're not going to create something with a random walker. I don't even know if that's going to work. Is this... My brain's kind of melting with how to do this right now. Yeah, we've got this really cool... No, let's just get rid of this. Let's not get rid of that section for now. Let's get rid of this, and this. Okay. We've got this. I've forgotten the name of it. It's an op. It allows us to create a lot of primitives. Really cool primitives. I've forgotten the name of it. No. Okay, so when you've forgotten, it's time to use that Control F function. Pretty sure it's a mesh. What? Why is ops.mesh taking me here? I want to have ops.geomesh. Ops.geo.mesh. Okay, this is where I want to be. Cross cube, so the polyhedron. Now, you know, I'm not going to go exactly for this sphere. Yeah, geosphere. I think it's this one, Panda. Polyhedron. Do we have a triangle sphere up? 1 minute. That would be really cool. Hey, yeah. Okay. Sphere, mesh of uniform distributed vertices. That's that. Thanks, Tuna. Let's just check. Not sure what's going on there with the rendering. Could be a really old patch because I don't even know this. I didn't even know this one existed. Okay. Iterations free. Let's just give them a material. That looks good enough to me. Yeah, I'm totally going to save over the patch so people know there's one there. Okay, actually let's just do it like this, because that's if mouse over. Just give me one moment, everybody. I just want to do this. Lambert. Okay, let's just save this for now. Okay, thanks, Tuna. All right, so I'm glad Panda's there because we're going into, I have no idea exactly how this stuff works, territory. So first of all, let's paste this in. Now, I already asked Panda tonight what the ops were that we should probably use for this. Let's just take a look again. There we go. So, randomize triangles. Randomize the order of triangles in the geometry. So let's get this. And let's grab the render geometry op. Let's disable drop. Okay. I'm not doing what I want. Actually, let's just check the example patch. That's what we've got them for. Don't need this, don't need this. That can go. Let's just save. Yeah, cool. Okay. This was it. So we have this vertex number limit. So hold it, if we go here and we do vertex number limit, and the triangle sphere has 3 iterations. Let's take a peek. So hold it, in this example, we have a material, vertex number limit, and then render geometry. So material, does it make a difference? Should that matter? What am I missing here? I've never done this combo before, everybody, so I could really be missing the obvious here. I mean, when I look at this limit vertex by example, do I have to trigger it only once? Let's put that there. I don't think that's it though. Could be though. Maybe it's just rebuilding it all the whole time. So this is outputting the geometry. Don't have an object, it says. Randomized triangles. Okay, that's a different one. I've got the one here. Okay. What am I missing? Well, I think it's got to be off on the triangle sphere. Because we don't want to see the original sphere. This should still output the object. It's like with mesh instance, you also don't want to draw your shape. You're just displaying the geometry. You're just interested in the geometry data. I'm just really curious right now. I don't think I've got to have it on draw. Let's just do this for a minute. Let's just grab this part. Let's just see what I'm doing wrong. That is drawing it, so tuner could be right. Just debugging as I go here. Ah, right, so this is what I meant, you know, so this is the geometry, so this doesn't need to be there to see that. You know, we've got this transform there. Okay, you know, so in theory I should just be able to do this and plug this into there. Wow, okay, that's different. Ah, it's tessellated a lot. Okay. Do I need tessellate geometry if it's already tessellated? Yeah, so that'll show the original. That is weird. Whoops. Okay, it didn't like that. Let's just do a save and a reload. Alright. Not sure what it is. I think I need the geometry and index for the randomize to work. Ah, right. Boom. Thank you, Panda. Panda explained this to me quite a while ago. I've forgotten what it does now exactly. But is this going to crash again if I remove this material? Yeah, okay. That's a bug. It's okay. That's why we look for this stuff. Alright, so that changes how many we've got available. And this is the max. So hold it. He's got this black and white look going there. Yeah, I would not have any clue how to get that black and white look right now. I mean, we can obviously put this bright, and he doesn't have any shading like with foam material. Yeah, it's going to crash. I know. Yeah, I don't even need to keep this. This isn't going to do anything for what I want. Yeah, I think I'm going to be closing off the stream in a bit with it not working out this way, basically. Conceptually, I've got a good clue on how to do it. It's like basically, if it was kind of like doing this like with the mesh instance, so, you know, if I could have a triangle with the orientation and the rotation correct, all offset from the center, so it would make the sphere, then I could just really easily change the scale, basically. But this seems to be problematic to pull it off. I mean, we can make it go random and we can limit it, but there's no way to get this snaking pattern right now. Now this I could do with a two-dimensional array, and then we could use the geo op something, which gets you the latitude and longitude and maps it to a sphere. It'd just be to create like this triangle strip. That would be really difficult, basically. So I don't think this one's gonna work out. I'm sorry to say. I'm trying to think of a way to do it, but I just don't think it's gonna work. I'm not too sure. And this is just purely random. There's no way to get it to flow from one value to another, like with a walker or with noise, basically. Drat. You could sample only once for each triangle in a custom shader. Probably. But not tonight, because I wouldn't have a clue where to start with that. That's probably more Panda's thing to show. Maybe he can do that at some point in the future, because he still wants to do this stream with Vertex shader stuff. Which, by the way, there's amazing stuff that comes out from that. Yeah. So okay, this one didn't work out. I'm sorry to say. That's the whole idea. You can't win them all within the confines of the time of the live stream. But I'm really happy actually with how it went tonight, and it was nice. I thought to like pick an artist that's got a particular visual style. You know, some elements do come back, like mesh instance and things like this. And I think that's the thing that I really like about using cables. You know, you can look at something like the source code from somebody like Junkiyoshi and go, like, how do we make this with node-based programming? You know, once you get the hang of the basics, it's not that difficult. But I mean, it's problem solving. So you know, you gotta just keep at it until you get the muscle memory with certain things, especially arrays. Some people go, arrays, it's really difficult. Yeah, you know. Everything's difficult at the beginning, but you put some time and effort into it and you can learn it. Also with our really cool tutorials on YouTube. They will really help you get the muscle memory with this kind of stuff. Well, you know, I tried 6 of them tonight. I'd say 5 of them were really successful, and this one at least has random triangles on a sphere. Not bad. I learned a lot of new stuff tonight also. Big thanks to Panda. For pointing out some catches and some tips. And I also learned some new ops tonight, which is great, because the more ops you know, the more you can do, I suppose. The merge geometry one, that's really cool, and I think Panda's going to probably make a version where you don't need to trigger it. That'll just probably update when you change the geometry going in. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up at this. I'm a little bit tired. It was a bit of an intense stream. I think 2 hours is not a bad amount of time. So I'd like to give a big thank you to everybody that came and joined along tonight and supporting us along the way. It's gonna take like a day or two to publish these patches, tidy it up and stuff. Just we're busy, but they'll come out. And this video will come back onto YouTube, so you can follow it later again on Twitch, or you can watch it later on our YouTube Twitch channel. So yeah, I'd like to say one last time, thank you so much for joining us and following us. And I think we're going to be back with a new stream next week. I'm not too sure what that will be right now. That's kind of not been decided, but we'll get there. Thank you, Panda. Yeah, I think I'll be able to do the stream again next week, but I'm blank right now with what it will be. Maybe it's another copycats. Maybe I'll continue with the VJ software. I've been investigating some new stuff with SVGs inside of cables, scalable vector graphics. So maybe that'd be great to do. Like, hi, I'm completely fumbling around through this with results from Inkscape going into cables and things like that. We'll see. As always, it's got to be playful. It's got to be fun. Otherwise, why would you want to watch for an hour or two, right? So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to wish all of you lovely people a wonderful night. Hopefully, I'll see you next week. And I hope you're all well. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.